My dear, wonderful brothers and sisters, it's another beautiful and wonderful day that the Lord has actually enabled us to be here, and especially it being on the 1st May, which is a holiday. I think it's a Labor Day, which is worldwide. It's a holiday that is being celebrated worldwide. But we are here striving forth even to share the glad tidings and. Throughout the weeks, we've had a temple open house and we are pushing on very well. Nairobi, Kenya, a lot of people are really receptive of what the temple is all about and all that. But one thing, I came across one of the clips of somebody who calls himself a prophet, an apostle, and then / also politician, because at one time I remember he vied for a political seat. He wanted to be a member of parliament some years back, but it couldn't actually work out for him. Now today he's actually known as an apostle. His name is Apostle Ndura Wairinge, and he speaks a lot of things that at times some of these things are not verified. Some of these things are not actually verified and all that. And even at one time, I heard him mentioning about the church. And given that now the temple in Nairobi is actually drawing attention to so many people, and he's one of the well-known so-called apostle that is self-proclaimed, who kind of like claims to be demystifying the spirit of cultism and devil worshipping in the country. And I remember at one time he was speaking and somebody mentioned our church. I just wanted to listen to his perspective and what he speaks about cultism and Freemasons and wherever, and the churches that are linked to Freemasons and all that. This is what he had to say. And I'd like you just to join me so that we listen to what he has to say here. Please welcome.
Maybe the troubles happening in Kenya, they are as a result of the Freemason impact.
Yes, and that's why Uhuru was really fighting to make sure Raila comes in. Because Ruto is not a Freemason. Ruto is not a Freemason. But members of his government, 70% are Freemasons. But Uhuru, their family is a family that leads Freemason in this country. The headquarters of Freemason is at Kilimambogo, the Macmillan House. That is where last time they had a one celebration of 100 years. And the custodians of the Freemason in Kenya is the Kenyatta family. You get me?
I get you.
Yes. Oh. It's the Kenyatta family.
Okay.
Now, and the Moi family, and the Oginga family. That is why they wanted to put their own into power. Until today, Uhuru has never recovered from the shock that it is not one of them that is there. Now, Ruto was pushed in by the church, the prayers. You remember Ruto saying, I've been prayed into power. Ruto is a politician. He's not as staunch as his wife. His wife is a staunch Christian. But your wife can push you to levels. Through prayers, I can push you to levels. No matter, it doesn't matter whether you are Christian or not. You see, the king is coming to this country from the England king. He is coming to celebrate the years that they have been operating here as Freemasons.
What?
Yes. So whatever that is happening, let me show you. City Hall was constructed and built by the Freemasons. High Court was constructed and built by the Freemasons. In archive, railways, these are all Freemason houses. But there's one that was put just the other day, a new one, the newest altar in Nairobi, the one at the roundabout here, upper railway station, at the roundabout, they have put something, a tall one. That one we call it oblivious. Oblivious is a genitatorial structure. That's an organ of a human sex, of a man. of a man, and down there something round there. Obviously, you know what is that.
Now, this sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Yes, you may take it so, if you want. And this one, it is all over in the world. This one, go Google. I'll give you the details. Go Google. It is all over. You go to New York, it is there. You go to Britain, it is there. Any capital city in the world where they rule, they have it.
Now, kwanza niangalie kwanza, iko sawa.
Some of these conspiracy theories, that is what even that journalist is telling him. Could this be conspiracy theories? Is it something that is documented? Is it something that it's a reality of what you are saying and all that? Because at one time, I remember, because I've tried to search for that video, but I couldn't find it. But I just found this one. There was a time he was talking about our church, and he was speaking of how we are actually connected with Masons. And you've heard him speaking of oblivious or oblivion, that tall symbol, or what some people may call it, a castle or something. And I remember him talking like that, and some people started comparing that with what is in our chapels. So remember, in our chapel we put spurs, not crosses, and it is fully explained why we do not have crosses in our chapels. And even in the temples, you don't see crosses, you only see spurs, which is something very significant. It is something that actually tells you, or it reminds the saints, that Christ is no longer on the cross. Christ is risen and is up above in heaven, interceding for all of us in the presence of his Father. That is why we have a spur pointing up. But now this guy is calling this oblivious, and he's saying that what it means to them, and relative to his own interpretation, I don't know what the Freemasons will interpret that, but what he's trying to say, that is actually a symbol of a human organ, especially a male organ, which is actually categorical, which is a symbol of authority to show that they are actually ruling here. To me, I find it so absurd, and I find it like it is actually a wrong interpretation of things, because when you study the order of religion and you study the order of beliefs, okay, there is order of religion and order of beliefs. I've never had a symbol of a male's genitalia actually symbolizing authority. Even in the scriptures, it is never there. It is never there. And the little that I know of the Masonic or the Freemason people, these are actually a group of brotherhood people. They are a brotherhood, they are not a religion. They are a brotherhood who've come together to actually help one another excel, mostly in business matters or investments. And one thing is that they know that God is the great architect of the universe, and to them is that unity is actually key. Unity is actually key. I don't know so much about Freemasons, but if there be any Freemason around, please, you can drop that in a comment, and please let us understand if this gentleman is saying the truth or not. Do you take some of these things as your symbols of worship? These are men organs or human organs as symbols of your worship or something. Okay, so let me know, and please let us just continue listening to what he has to say.
Has ever gone to steal from the devil? And when I was not able to steal, but I got away with a book. The book, the register that has got names and they got some things that I do.
You had gone to steal where exactly?
At Nyerere here. Yes.
And then what happened when you arrived there?
We got to first room, the second room, When we got to the third room, that's when three skeletons came out. It is a skeleton without meat, but with eyes that are just blinking, coming towards you. Now you can imagine what happened to us.
You ran?
Yes.
But you ran with a book?
Yeah, the book we had removed, even the desk, the chairs, we had removed, the golden chairs. We had removed them outside. But when this skeleton appeared, we only managed a book.
All right. Now, just taking you back a little bit, umesema if the president wants to succeed in this country, then he needs to demolish the state house.
That's a book of Deuteronomy 7. And I don't know why they are moving around, bringing Akina Benihin. They are bringing Benihin. Benihin will be coming in the course of next month. He will be in this country. Number 2, the Catholics. Number 3, the Freemason with the one world order. Period. The Muslim Brotherhood, they are taking roots. They are taking over powers of the country. Not only in Kenya. You go to Uganda, they run the internal security ministry, they run the finance ministry, they run all dockets of security and finances. You go to Sudan, they do the same. You go to Eritrea, they do the same. You go to all these nations, even in South Africa, even in Tanzania, they have done it. But even in Kenya, because that is a strategic plan from the Abuja Declaration. That is their line. The line of the Freemasons, they have their own altars, they have their own government, they have their own system that they are putting in place because they want one world order. They are the people who are behind the corona, the COVID. They're the people who are behind the world coin. They're the people behind everything that is one word. Anything, these smart cards, this what we call the vitambulisho wanataka kutuletea, it is theirs. Because they want to control you. The passport now, if you see your passport, visa, hazitakuwa zikiwekwa kwa passport. They are putting in the system.
Now, so many interesting things there, my wonderful brothers and sisters, that at times, just like the way Apostle Paul says, that in the last days, people with itching ears will want actually to listen to things that they will want to listen. And that's why you find that there are a lot of people nowadays come with a lot of conspiracy theories, and they will want to share to you something that you feel it is very, very interesting, and something that you feel it is actually also appealing, but while in actual sense it is pure lies, pure lies and all that stuff. Pure lies and all that stuff. Because the scriptures are very clear. The scriptures are very clear. There are only two forces in this life, and that is the force of the evil one and the force of the Lord, which is the holy force. So you either are wicked or you are actually of the Lord. And these are the times that we are living in, because these are the times that defines the children of men, whether you can either be in the side of God or you can be be in the side of the devil. And there are so many ways people serve the devil without even them knowing that they are serving the devil. Leave alone issues to do with all these conspiracies, okay? Issues to do with conspiracies and smearing organizations with very funny conspiracies that most people have not even searched and known what Freemasons stand for, how it began, what they believe in, and what is their mission and purposes. Okay, because when you start saying that the Masonic people are very bad people, one thing we are failing to understand is that every system that is being run in the world, from medicine to education, every kind of a system you can think of in the world, it is actually something that was begun or it is being run by these people. Including everything that you can think of, including our military forces, and all that. Some of the ceremonies they do there, they are Masonic ceremonies. When the military is passing out, the oaths they take, our governments in their nature and the way they are, it is Masonic in nature. It's Masonic in nature. And these were some of the things that these people used to do just to bring about their brotherhood to become more stronger and bring their allies to be more united in the things that are happening. And in fact, there are some of the Masons actually, I'm told there are so many sects of Masonic lodges. There are French Masonic lodges, some of them are from Britain, Masonic lodges and all that. But there are some of the conspiracies that are being spoken of by people who may not actually understand what Masonic is all about. What they end up doing is just telling people lies and creating fear for themselves. Okay? Creating fear for themselves. You know, because one thing I understand is that even the great nation of America was begun by the Masons, because George Washington was a Freemason. And most of the founding fathers of the nation of America were Masonics in nature. Okay? They were Masonic. Yeah, they were Masonic. So when we start bringing these conspiracy theories and all that, we do not actually understand what exactly is happening. And that's why I like it when the Lord tells Oliver Cowdery in the book of Doctrinal Covenants, when you read, the Lord tells Oliver Cowdery, seek ye first to obtain my word before you seek to declare it. You know, because this issue of just speaking things with little knowledge, it is very dangerous. It is actually very dangerous, speaking things with little knowledge. It is good that you seek after these things. Seek knowledge, obtain the knowledge. And then when you speak by the knowledge that you've obtained, then the Lord shall justify you. And that's why I see people, somebody will stand and call members of the church as devil worshippers. You know, some will want even to equate us with Freemasons. Like there was one time I learned of this man, and there was one time he spoke of things like these ones, like there are churches that are, and people started now pointing fingers at our church, and some people will start saying, "Oh, this church is also a Freemason" and all that stuff. You know, and this is very dangerous, because at times when you speak something like that without knowledge, you do not know how many problems you might cause to people. You do not know. Because there are people there who will know that a certain brother is going to this church. Immediately they will start persecuting this brother. They will start persecuting this sister. You know why? Because of an individual who was little learned, came out on a camera and spoke things that he or she did not understand. And because of that, they end up actually bringing a lot of problems to people. And such people need actually to make sure they verify or substantiate their knowledges before they go online and start, you know, spilling things which may not actually be in books, or things that may not actually be there. And some of them, they will tell you it is spiritual, because I understand. How do you start equating a castle built in a roundabout, and to you, you start thinking that that is a human organ? How will you start? How do you start? Unless maybe that is your spirit. Because the book of Proverbs says that as a man speaketh, so he or she is. Because when you start thinking of a human organ, then you must be somebody who is so corrupt and somebody who is so adulterous that everything that you think of them relative to who you are. And these are some of the things I see here, because we speak who we are. You know, we speak who we are. We speak who we are. And this is something that is very serious, my wonderful brothers. I just came across this video and I heard this guy talk, and I was like, let me listen to him. But my spirit was not connecting. I could only see these are hearsays, these are just jokes. And maybe he's just doing it for views or something. And from the title, I could see calling himself an apostle. At times, people don't know who apostles are. You just call yourself apostle, you give yourself a big name. Like me tomorrow, if you give yourself a big name so that people can pay attention to what you talk or what you say, which is very, very sad. Very sad. My wonderful brothers and sisters, please beware of some of the teachers in these last days. There are teachers who actually will teach you, and when they find a people who have itching ears, they want just to listen to anything, you will be actually misled. And you will be misled very, very badly. And it is better you seek first to obtain the word before you seek to declare it. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you. Looking forward to see you again. My name is Brother Gabriel Mira, a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I welcome all of you to come fellowship with us every Sunday as from 9. Thank you very much. God bless you, and looking forward to see you again.